Hello, everybody. So, I'm on chapter 4.7 of crafting interpreters. Just pop that in the chat. And almost done with this section, maybe the chapter. So I've got identifiers working, but it doesn't recognize reserved words. Okay. I'm gonna make a map. Say const keywords is an object and maps keys to token types. Okay, and I wonder if we can just quickly macro this here. Okay. Quick macro. Our goal is to turn this into a JavaScript map. So we're going to get rid of this. I'm going to turn this into a colon. And we're going to change that to a comma and go to the next line. Seems to work okay. Oh, you know what? I'm also going to want, well, I'll do that after. I just need to put token type in front of all these things. And format. Hey, that doesn't look too bad. Seems to compile. So after we get an identifier, before we add the token, we say const type equal keywords at okay, so we have to get the text first. Const text equals this dot source substring now we can check for that. And there, I think type should have type token type. It does. Let's see here. So we say we only add an identifier if we didn't get this. So we can say in JavaScript, we can say not type. then so this is a reserved keyword. This is a normal identifier. Okay, my test should pass now. Nope. Type is undefined. Okay, so somehow we got a type. Oh no, we're adding something extra here. See, it's pointing to the next. Let me show the text as well. So here's the test. So we're scanning or, and, x, and next. And this is saying that I think that the third index for tokens should be an identifier of next, but it's actually getting X there. So we have an extra token there. Why don't I print out tokens here? Okay, or and, so we have two X's. Okay, so I definitely did something wrong. Text is this.source.substring, start to current, yes. Type is keywords at text. So, are we succeeding in any of them? Yeah, these ones are getting their reserved meaning. Then X, this is happening for both identifiers. Did we leave? Oh. Right, I'm adding token twice. I just read that wrong. Okay. Still failing. Type is a constant, so this needs to be let. Good. Okay, now we're passing. Cool. So I think we might be done with this entire scanner, which is pretty cool. The lexical grammars of Python and Haskell are not regular. Why aren't they? Do they require look ahead? Oh, I think I know why Python is obviously not regular. It's because it depends on a certain number of spaces matching. Like the indentation of Python means you can't do it with just a regular expression. Because you can't count things. I don't know how to describe that. Haskell, I don't know well enough to really understand why. Maybe Haskell doesn't have statements, like it doesn't have semicolons. I don't know. So spaces matter. In CoffeeScript Ruby and the C preprocessor. What effect does it have? So spaces matter in Ruby beyond separating. So beyond separating tokens, the space affects Ruby. I don't know CoffeeScript well enough to speak on it. And the C preprocessor. I don't know. I don't know. What would comments be useful for? So comments could be useful. I mean, often there are meaningful declarations in modern languages and comments, like TypeScript has the tsignore declaration. So that's one thing. Another thing, I think of any others. Well, you can have like auto doc things, right? Like you can write documentation and then compile it. Kind of like a reverse literate programming. Add support to Lox's scanner for C-style block comments. Make sure to handle new lines in them. Is adding support for nesting more work than you expected? Okay, nesting would definitely be a lot of work because you have to basically count openings and closings so that you don't close, you know, for example, this and this. Actually, my highlighter is not doing it correctly. Or does it think it's a regular expression? No, that's, yeah. So JavaScript apparently does not allow them to be nested, which I'm not sure I knew. Yeah. JavaScript does not like nested things. Because basically this one, even though logically we think it's closing this one, the parser reads it as having closed the first one. And then this is a hanging weird thing. Although it's interesting that we get a different syntax error here than we did here. So, curiosity. But okay, we can at least do it without. So let's write a test first. Block comments. C style. Block comments. And why don't we bring this up to where our other comment test is. I'm just realizing before I do this, why don't I commit what I have so far? So reserved words and identifiers, and keywords, and some helper methods. Okay. So what did we do? Added supports, identifiers, and reserved words, chapter 4.7. Cool. Okay. Now let's do some block comments. And this will be single line comments. Shouldn't be parsed. I'm just gonna start with the same test, but change it. This is a single line block comment. And let's put a random thing in the middle of that, like an equal sign. And this is a multi-line block comment. Okay, so we think we should get bang equals star, and then EOF obviously. Bang equal star, and of course we'll fail. What did you think you got? Just out of curiosity? Oh yeah, look, it gobbled up all of that stuff. So, okay, we've got a decent test. So let's go back to our scanner. And where do we do division? Okay. So we already have a complicated case for division. This says collects a comment if we're matching a slash. So we'll say if or else if this dot match, whoops, just need the star there, we already matched. Okay, so I want to say, like, so here we peek for just a new line and that ends the comment. I think I want to peek for a star and then peek next for a slash. But otherwise do the same thing. So while this dot peek, let's collect these, like, just put a parentheses. This dot peek equals star. And this dot peek next is a slash. So while that's not the case, and we're not at the end, I wonder if there's like a this dot is at end 2, right? -2. Let's look at, I'll just leave that as a 2. Look at peek next, make sure it doesn't fail on out of bounds. I think it is implemented that way. and then we just do this dot advance. Put that in curlies because it's on to the next line. Also, chunk these. Okay. So we failed. We're still getting a bunch of stuff in the middle. There is a new line in the middle, we have to do this. Which we do somewhere else, I think. Oh, in strings, right? So we'll have to do that. I can do that right now. I think it's got to be in this loop. If this dot peak is a new line, this dot line advance, dot line plus plus. I don't think that changes our outcome at all. Star slash. Does my test actually test lines? No, it doesn't. So let's get rid of that since lines are important now. We will just make the entire token here for each of these. Token type is bang. The literal is an exclamation point. There's no parsed value, and it's on line 1. Then I think this is how UF is represented. Okay. We have an equal on line 3 and a star on line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So we can see more clearly. Line 1 bang is correct, and it all falls apart. Line 2 star. So we're not getting this, but we are getting this. Oh no, that's not there. What was expected. Hmm? Mm-hmm. So this is, okay, plus the red is what we received, not what we expected. So we received a star on line 2. Oh, I think I have to consume those two things. Right. I'm stopping advancement, and now we need to consume twice. A little better? Nope, not much better. We're parsing multi on line 5. So the line seems to be incrementing correctly, but for some reason we're parsing multi. For some reason, when we get here, we're stopping our comment parsing. While I'm treating that like match instead of I also think I have to advance once to consume this star, or else it would parse like this as an open and closed comment, which is weird. Not very useful, let's say. So consume the asterisk in and then advance until we reach glad I caught that. Almost forgot to do that. And then I want to look at peek next. Jump to implementation. Find implementation. A lot of characters. Space CLGI. Space CLGI. Okay. Take it. Okay. So we're always returning the null byte if we're beyond. So it's never going to match, which is fine. So that's fine. Okay. So I can take away this to do. Now, where am I at? Okay. Only one problem left. I don't see what the difference is between these two things. Yeah, I don't get that. Maybe this is the empty string and not the null byte. My test. Okay, that was the case. Then we get a bang instead of a star. Ah, just didn't change that one. Okay. It's alive. It's alive. Sweet. Should we do more tests? I don't think so. I think that covers everything but the non-nesting case. Okay. Just look over my changes here. Yep. Change the previous test. Made a new test. Looks good. Right. So I guess what I can test is that this doesn't affect anything. it does affect something. What did it affect? Okay, so something's not right there. So I'm glad check this out because we didn't get a star at all. So the EOF being on line 8 is correct because we just added a new line, but we didn't get a star at all. And so that means something is off. So what could be off? I might be advancing too much. Like that. It's kind of a crazy way to do this. What I should probably do is use a step debugger, which I think will come in handy coming up. But it's a little bit tricky to set up, so I'm not totally excited to do that. Mostly it's a little tricky to set up with my streaming setup because this is not Chrome and I'd want to be using Chrome to connect to the debugger. So it'd just take me a moment to get that set up for the stream. Let's think through this. So this dot match matches the next thing. So we're not there yet. Do we have to advance twice here? I don't think so. Yeah, that did nothing. So we're currently at this. Then if the next thing is star, which it is, then we advance. Now, if immediately, so this won't be the case immediately. It'll take one step, right? Because we'll be at the first star, so the peak will be the star. What's the difference between peak equals and match? Let me look that up. If we're at end, so match also advances. I think that's the only difference. Right, because peak looks at current. So I mean, this could be actually, I don't know why it's not just this with this additional thing, but whatever. This dot current plus plus and true. So when that is the case, we've already moved over to the, if we say if this is true, then we're already at the star. If we advance one more time, then we're at the next star. So this will be true immediately. So this is true, this is true. And then we advance and advance. And then we're done. So I think that is the case. But that's not what's happening. Oh, so this star should be on line 8 now, right? same as the EOF. It's not going to help. Here. This move to here with the this dot match. Then we don't advance at all. We do advance over here. And then do we need to advance one more time? To get to the new line? I don't think so. I don't think this makes sense at all. No. That messes with other things. Yeah, that's skipping past new lines, and we're not counting correctly. So that's not right. Throw some logs in lieu of using a debugger. I'll just throw some logs in here. Debug. Why can't you find debug? Yes, this one. Okay. Debug before advance. This dot peak. After that, then inside this loop, looping and before end after end. Okay. So now let me, I mean, this will print out a ton of logs, so that's not going to be helpful. Oh, did it? No, we have to turn the debugger on. So I'll just do that right here. Debug on. And let me just remove everything in here except for our test. See what happens. Okay. So of course the received is incorrect. Let me get rid of these two. And this should be on line 1 and line 1. Okay, so it's still failing, so that's good. Oh, and it's looping a whole bunch. I was not expecting that. So in this case, it's only getting the EOF, so it's just never terminate ever. And this is on line 2. Oh, well, that's correct. These should be on line 2. Okay, so let's go up, let's clear this out. So we can make sure we're seeing it from the top. Okay, before advance, we're at 2 already. So that was not what I expected. So we're here already before we've advanced at all. Why is that? Why? So is match? No, it's only incrementing if it matched. So we can guarantee that the first match, this match did not increment. So we're here, right? Character is this dot advance. Wait. Advance? Oh, this is a postfix. Oh, so I'm way wrong here. I want to look for that, honestly, and make sure that it's postfix here as well. Because if it's not, I've done a boo-boo. Should be close at hand. Come on, advance. Yeah, there's postfix here too. Okay, so it's reading the current character and moving at the same time. So that peak should be the next thing. Okay. So I was just off in how I was reading this. So when we're reading here, we're already at, so if this is 0, we're already at 1. And then here we've moved to 2. So we definitely don't need this advance. We're already at index 2, which in this example is here. So we're already at that second asterisk before we've made it in here. Now, this dot peak next. That looks correct to me. Does this work? Yes, that passes. Okay. So let me unwind here my test and see if my original test now passes. It does. Okay, cool. So I think that's right, and I'll just get rid of all these debuggerinos. Let me put this. Okay. We don't need this anymore. We don't need these anymore. All right, I don't think I have any debug statements in here. Get rid of this. Oh, cool. Okay. Well, I'm very glad we did that. Just read over my changes one more time. good. Looks good. Block comments. Chapter 4. Where is this? Challenge 4. Chapter 4. Challenge 4. Cool. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna end it there for today. Thank you for joining me. If you've been lurking, I appreciate you. And we'll be back tomorrow to work more on this. Get into actually running a program. All right. Have a good day. Bye.